Hello, and thanks for joining us here at Tech Extranet. Today we're going to go over Windows 11 and some of the security settings that you can turn on to ensure that you have the best experience possible and the safest experience possible. We're going to start off by going on the Start menu here, and we're going to type Windows Security right here, and we're going to select the Windows Security app. Now, as this pops up, you already see that there's account protection having an issue, as well as app and browser control. Account protection is probably a good idea for you to sign up and connect your machine to a Windows or Microsoft account, and you should most likely go ahead and do that. There's some advantages like trying to expedite logging into the machine with your either possibly a fingerprint or your face hello, but in this video we're going to discuss the app and browser control. So we're going to click on here, and we're essentially just going to turn on reputation-based protection. There's some talk that this possibly sends too much information to Microsoft, but the advantages outweigh the risks, because technically they'll have some information about other machines that were attacked and would possibly be able to protect you and block those applications or sites. So we're going to go ahead and tap on Turn On, and we're going to go to the settings. And so turn this on. If you're doing it for the first time, it actually will turn on all three. So we'll go ahead and just turn on all three here, and then we'll click back. And then now we'll go to the isolated browsing, and we'll click on it to install. And if you notice, Windows feature menu pops up in the bottom. You may not see that, so be aware that that pops up there on the right side. And then we're going to go ahead and pull this up right here. And what you do is we would just scroll down here to Microsoft Defender Application Guard, and we'll check it, and we'll hit OK. And the system's going to search for the files from the Microsoft installation location, and it'll attempt to install it. And it's going to require that we do a reboot, so we'll go ahead and reboot now. Okay, it looks like we're already back. The reboot just took place, and the system is back up and running. We're going to go ahead and take a look and see what has changed by going back to Windows Security. And then in here, go back to App and Browser Control. We'll see that the isolated browsing is now active, because it says that it can either be uninstalled or we can change the settings. We'll click on the settings here, and in here we have a couple different options that we can go with, and we would suggest that we go ahead and turn all of them, which is unfortunately going to require another reboot. And when we get all these on and go ahead and do the reboot, the idea is that we want to protect ourselves as much as possible. You need to keep this in mind, and then if there's issues when you're browsing the internet, which this section takes care of, it will allow you to do the task you need, and then if you run into a problem, you can come in here and turn these features off as needed, but we need to have them all activated in order to allow those features like copying and pasting, using the camera and microphone, printing files. If you for sure do not do these things at all with Microsoft Edge, then you don't have to turn them on, but it's suggested that you do. And so now we're going to go ahead and reboot. Now that the reboot is done, we're going to go back in and double check on the settings that we just activated. We're going to go to the Windows Security again in the Start menu, go to App and Browser Control, and we're going to go to the Change Application Guard settings, and we'll notice these are all on. So that's great. That's what we want to have. And we're going to go back and look at Exploit Protection. It should be on by default, so just ensure yours is. And these are all settings that Microsoft has already pre-configured to protect you, which is great. And so that's pretty much it. One other note is that if you go to Virus and Threat Protection up here, you'll notice that in this case we do have WebRoot installed on this machine, and it's really up to you if you want to pay for additional third-party antivirus. We do recommend it for a lot of businesses, and depending on what you're working on, you may want to. Technically, Microsoft Defender has gotten better and better, but in the case that you did only want to use that, which it is a viable option, you want to make sure that you turn on the periodic scanning here. That's going to be a great way to ensure that the machine is protected and scanned regularly, so that if any threats are found, you'll be ready to go and be able to be cleaned up quickly. And then lastly, I want to kind of remind you to take a look down here by the clock. Either the icons will be down below or they will be up top after you click this little button. You want to make sure that this icon is completely looking good without this exclamation point, and this will actually take you to the same location that we're at. And this is again just barking about our account protection, which you should set up for yourself. But other than that, you want to regularly check that. Some people don't even look at that ever. But if you do see a yellow exclamation point there, or some error or message with WebRoot or any antivirus that you're using, you should definitely look into it and check on that so that you're not surprised with an issue later on that could have been prevented. Two more items that might make sense for you to double check would be the device performance section. Go ahead and tap that. Kind of want to take a look and see if there's any issues or problems that the system might see. And then we'll go back and we'll also double check firewall. I'm going to make sure that's checked and make sure that it shows on and running for all of the different profiles here. And that just makes sure that if anyone is out on your network, that they can't really scan your computer to get access to your documents, files, or things like that. And we want to thank you very much for watching this video. And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel, to also click the bell so that you're notified anytime we release any new videos or tutorials just like this one. And also please make sure to share this with your friends. Thank you very much and have a good one.